which player has been the most pleasant surprise for the Vols? Which player has been the biggest disappointment? So let me hear from you right now and tell me what you're thinking on the message board. I'm going to go with you, Caleb, first, as far as most surprising and most disappointing. This would be our quarterly report card, even though it's 5 games. We're quarter September report card, or whatever you want to call it. So, biggest disappointment. I know exactly where you're going to go, and I'm going to agree with you.
Yeah, so most pleasant surprise, even though the expectations were high for him in the offseason, and I got to give our guy Fred White a shout out because he was talking about him early in the season. I just didn't think he'd see the field, but it's been James Pearce Jr. I mean, he's immediately turned into the best edge rusher out there when you're in a group with Tyler Barron, Roman Harrison, Joshua Josephs, and he's doing more than even Byron Young did the last 2 years. I mean, James Pearce Jr. is the most pleasant surprise. This dude is a superstar.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. That was going to be mine too. I'm going to go opposite of you. I'm going to pick a different player no matter what. So that was going to be mine. And I know what your biggest disappointment is going to be. And that was going to be mine as well. So you're going to have to make me work a little bit because I know yours has the initial of DT.
Yes. DT. That's also the first 2 letters of an acronym that millennials use that is a little dirty, but you know.
I don't want to
know. But yes, the most disappointing is obviously Dont'e Thornton. And I'm going to say disappointing too I mean this in a very negative way. It's disappointing to the point of borderline disgraceful because it's disappointing based on a lack of effort to me more than it is actual lack of talent. And I'm sorry, when you're not good because you're not giving your all, like what you talked about with James Banks in the early 2000s, that's disappointing to the point of disgraceful.
I'm with you. I got no argument with that. I think we overhyped Dont'e Thornton just a little bit. I will give you, and thanks for the book orders already. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. And we're going to get one AED, even if I have to make up the money to get the one AED, which is about $1,200 to $1,500. Somebody saying that they have already that they know somebody in their family that was saved by an AED. All right, my most disappointing player, I guess, would be Dont'e Thornton. It's hard to go outside of that realm, but I'm going to go a combo. And this sounds mean because he's a hometown guy, and I think he's a super kid. But it's 3 guys. Disappointing. It's Ollie Lane, Andre Keurig, and Addison Nichols. They played their best, I believe that. But in particular, Addison Nichols, I believe, has more talent, and he needs to get his stuff together like by next year. Andre Keurig should have been in the starting lineup as a transfer from Texas. He was not. So that's very frustrating to me. The most surprising, you got me beat on the board, guys. It's McCallan Castles. McCallan Castles doesn't just look like a good tight end to me. He looks like an NFL tight end to me, and he's had limited touches. And you got to remember, he had to put on about 20, 25 pounds. This is the way it works at UC Davis, where he was and where he transferred from. You get a food allowance, so you go home and make your own food. At Tennessee, you show up and you choose basically between filet, lobster, and pasta. And he's been able to put on the weight, keep his speed, and just eye test. I haven't seen him enough yet, but just eye test, Caleb. I think he's going to play at the next level. And tell me a better transfer that they got out of the group, and we would have had him 4th or 5th.
In terms of transfers, you are right. He's pretty high up there. I got to be high on, Keenan Peely is an incomplete. We got to be fair to him. I like what norman-lott has done on the defensive line for Tennessee. Norman-lott has been very good on the defensive line for Tennessee. Gabe jeudy-lally has been exactly what you said he'd be, a reliable utility player in the secondary. And let's give our guy, by the way, we didn't talk about this on Saturday, Dave, but he's been up and down, but you can see the development and the effort. John Campbell Jr. played really well on Saturday against South Carolina.
And Travis says, great new avatar, by the way. Is that Josh Heupel in a Batman suit? Travis says, Ollie has given it all. I totally agree. and I hate to be hardcore on the young man. I certainly wouldn't say it to his face, but if he watches the show, I got mucho respect for you, my man. You were put in a difficult position, and you did your best.
I don't
So I
think he
think,
was a disappointment though, because he was forced in at center. That's not his natural position, and he wasn't.
well, then maybe I just need to jump to Addison Nichols and Andre
Yeah,
Drury.
it's Addison Nichols, because Addison Nichols hasn't developed at center. Addison Nichols should have been ready to go with Cooper Mays out.
And he's got to be your guy next year. I mean, that's the way it's slated. Brought to you by Zen Sports, the new sports book in Tennessee, revolutionizing the way you earn sports betting rewards. That means no more deposit bonuses that turn into deposit nightmares. On Zen Sport, what you see is what you get. And with their cash rewards program, you get a lot of cash for a welcome bonus. Earn an unlimited 5% cash back on the betting volume for your first 15 days when you sign up with the promo code HOOKED. That's right, HOOKED. You get unlimited 5% cash back. Keep betting, keep earning with up to 3% cash back on your betting volume every month. After that, refer friends to earn a percentage of their betting volume as cash rewards too. Zen Sports bringing the cash back to Tennessee. So if you bet big on sports, you want to be betting on Zen Sports. Zen Sports betting just got better. All right. So, any more disappointments? Any more surprises? How about Wesley Walker as a surprise? Doesn't he deserve a nod? I mean,
He was
he was good.
He's a surprise to not ball guys. If you're not a ball guy, he's a surprise. If you cover Tennessee at the end of last year, he's not a surprise. He was very, very good at the end of last year. And I think that's a big testament to Wesley Walker. I can't think of too many more pleasant surprises. Again, some have done exactly what we projected. I mean, again, I mentioned John Campbell Jr. He was raw and made some mistakes the opening week, and you've seen it go off and on, but you've seen development. And I love guys that develop and get better as the year goes on. And I think the bye week is going to be great for him. I mean, now, Dave, I can honestly say this. I criticized him for making a lot of mental mistakes, but I got to say that he deserves a lot of credit, because now you're seeing the potential superstar at left tackle in John Campbell Jr. when what you saw was raw potential, and now you're seeing real talent develop. The opposite of Dont'e Thornton, where you see real talent and absolutely no development and no effort whatsoever. And I'm sorry, I'm being harsh, but I'm going to keep harping on just how disgraceful it is that Dont'e Thornton has been a disappointment, because it's totally on lack of care and effort and nothing else.
Yep. Again, Zen Sports, use the promo code HOOKED. Gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 and over and in Tennessee to bet. The breakout player next year, Smoky Mountain Red just posted, it's going to be Ethan Davis. I'm just going to tell you. I mean, that's going to be the guy next year. Omar Norman-Lott has been a good transfer as well. I see him active on the field. You shake your head though, Caleb. You don't.
No. I agree. He's got moxie to him, Omar Norman-Lott.
All right, so let's go back to surprises, because we felt like we knew this team, right? So
big one, Kamal Hadden. Y'all can hate on Kamal Hadden all day, but Kamal Hadden has actually been a very good cornerback for Tennessee this year. And I know he's going to talk a lot. He might get you a penalty here and there, and he might get cooked every now and then, but you guys remember Cortland Finnegan with the Titans? I think Kamal Hadden is kind of like that. Kamal Hadden has a little bit of Cortland Finnegan in him.
Huh. Okay. Now I'm going to throw this on you, and I don't throw you under the bus often, but I'm going to. How about Aaron Beasley? You didn't think much of him to start the season. He's been incredibly active.
No, that's just on me, not as a surprise overall. I'm surprised, but I should not have been surprised. How about that? That was me.
Well, yeah, I was kind of with you. I thought he was limited, and I wondered with his brother committing if that was a package deal.
It's possible it was a package deal. I think it's similar to Elijah Herring was recruited to get. Well, no, yeah, Elijah Herring was recruited to get Caleb Herring. Aaron Beasley was there to get Caleb Beasley. Oh my gosh, 2 Calebs. I just thought about that in my head with brothers, and my name is Caleb too. But by the way, for those who don't know biblical terms, Caleb was the guy who was housed by the prostitute, by the hooker in the book of Joshua, to take down Jericho.
Well, I didn't know that, but now I do. Travis says he's also been terrible. He's missed the 2 biggest tackles possibly of his
Kamal Hadden?
Now, I believe he's he's referring to the 2 missed tackles, the one that went viral and went crazy.
I don't. He's still playing his butt off. Y'all got to give Kamal Hadden some respect. Yes, it was a bad missed tackle against Florida, but in terms of coverage, y'all are being unfair to Kamal. I think because Kamal Hadden talks, it stands out more when he gets beat. But you're ignoring some of the moxie that he puts in throughout the game that's needed by the defense.
Well, and I'll say this too about another player that I think that we could have this debate about whether or not it's any of the transfers. Let's remember they haven't been in long, and I think this continues to gel. But with Aaron Beasley, I'm telling you that he's played better than Caleb thought, and he's played way better than I thought. I'll throw another one in there as far as biggest surprise. How about Caleb Herring? I think he's done well. So
Caleb or Elijah? You mean Elijah?
Elijah Herring. You got me stuck on Caleb names. What are you doing?
Elijah's done well, but I thought he struggled against. What did it be? It was Florida. I think he struggled against, but I think that was more. But but then he looked a lot better against South Carolina to his credit. So he's developing. So I'll give him credit on that.